back and forth, 1, 2 step. Love it when you 1, 2 step.
Yeah,
Rock, don't stop.
Yeah.
Everybody get on the floor.
It's the Chloe Chronicles, and we're about to fuck shit up. No? Is that how it goes?
1, 2 step. I love it when you 1, 2 step. Everybody chronicle it up.
Dude.
We've got to get it up.
Now, for a Somebody Save Me special presentation. The Chloe Chronicles. Yeah, ain't nobody got shit on us, bro.
No, this is like an after dark special. This is what usually we would be staying up on a Thursday night watching Skinamax for.
Oh.
This is exactly what we'd be doing. Or if you decided to watch, some Talk Sex with Sue, and then maybe after you would watch the 30-minute show Bliss. If the people that out there who know that show, you're a pervert.
I think a lot of people are going to know that
How
one.
many do you think would know that reference?
Dude, a lot of people would know that one. That's amazing that you even mentioned that, because you kind of brought me back a little bit. Am I the pervert?
Are you?
I don't know.
Because you were also learning about sex before watching it. So technically, you were a student, and then you were watching kind of a how-to video.
It's all education, dude.
It's what it was. For God's sakes, Sue is 75, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
I think she's still alive.
She's still kicking it?
Yeah, she's still talking.
Looks her up after the show.
Yeah, just look up how to put a condom on. You'll find her.
Classic.
Which brings us to the Chloe Chronicles.
Yes, that's so you know, we're only talking about that because it does have relevancy to our special programming today, which again, like I said, is the Chloe Chronicles. Once again, this is a nice bonus episode because really it came back down to, was it last week? No, because I think it was the week before.
It was whenever we were actually doing the episode, and
yeah, that's
then
what I mean.
Brought it up.
I brought up Chloe Chronicles, and it kind of just brung up this thing. But also, sparked you because you never seen it. You actually went into it and dove deep, and now we're diving deep for all the Smallville fans out there, the ones who are aware and unaware that the Chloe Chronicles is a legitimate thing from Warner Brothers. It was a web series.
I was gonna say it's weird to say what it was called.
It was
because it's like such an early 2000s thing to say.
So early. Even that little commercial teaser, like Smallville episodes, 8/7 Central, and then webisodes weekly. And I'm like, dude,
I love it.
And it's legit. You weren't kidding. These are all on YouTube, but they're legitimate things. There was volume 1 of Chloe Chronicles, which we're about to dive into here in a second. And that came out on the season 2 DVD box set. It was actually not even a season 1 thing, but it does occur with season 1, like story-wise, because volume 1 actually opens up pretty much right after Jitters.
Well, yeah, and we actually get more backstory when it comes to this, and that's why it was very surprising that you were able to even find that fun fact, because whenever you're watching this, you think, okay, Volume 1 maybe has a little bit of a tie-in to the show, not really a lot, but it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
But then whenever you're getting into Volume 2, you realize, holy shit, this is connected to the show quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, you have characters that you're not expecting that then appear in these webisodes.
Yeah, and it's like it's legitimate actors, like they're actually building on roles that are part of this Smallville universe, the Smallverse, and it even elaborates more on a lot of these characters that we've seen already.
Well, and you've even told me, without, even though you have given me spoilers, but you have told me that even some of these characters that they're introducing do come up later on.
Yeah, and it even bothers me with that fact because we talked about this, that why not even make hints of this little side story, like in the real show? Why not drop just a little blurb like, oh, maybe this side project I was working on like a couple weeks ago?
Well, the other thing is, did they ever, and maybe you could vouch for it, was this ever advertised? Like, you know how you even saw like the 8/7 Central stuff, but was this advertised? I don't see how at the end of a Smallville episode I ever remember this.
Other than that little still, that little still ad they would put, because I'm pretty sure they would put that.
You think like maybe the bottom corner of the screen or something?
That, because when seeing it so many times, I'm like, because I used to see things like that. They used to play it between commercials. Like it was like the little teaser right before coming back to the episode, the legit episode. And as a somewhat of a spoiler, more chronicles like these come out later on in the show. And now that we've really dove deep, we're gonna dive deep into those later on, but that won't come for a while.
Yeah, I think the next one's not going to happen until about season 5. But it's okay, because I think what this is even going to allow us to do is not only the webisodes, but also it connects to even the comics even more than what we thought.
Yep, and the comics, like, we're gonna have to start diving deep into those too, because they're actually providing really good background. The things we kind of bitch about with continuity or just having more effort as far as explanation, the comics provide that. Even these webisodes did that for us. Like, we got more follow-up about Earl Jenkins and his family from Jitters.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. I love Earl Jenkins so much.
Volume 1 is going to be quick.
Yeah, no, it's not. We're going to drag this out because I need every detail to know how wonderful Chloe is when it comes to investigating these reports, because it just also furthers the point. This is 9 years of greatness. This woman doesn't stop. She just keeps going.
You gotta admire, because even watching this, it's like, wow, because if this is season 1, technically,
yes,
we're freshmen, and it's like, dude, you're really taking this seriously. Like, she's back to the whole driving thing. The Sullivans don't own a farm, so Matt's thing about the whole agriculture licenses, that does not fly with Sullivan. How she driving to Edge City, she's driving to, no, she doesn't go to Metropolis.
Well, to your other further point, I have to then, let's connect it all together. So we have to then assume that the torch is so big that she is making money off of it in order to be able to afford a car, in order to be able to afford gas.
Well, we do remember her father's been a long-time employee.
But he didn't get that raise yet, not in season 1 here.
I think they were living okay, though.
I don't think come on.
Dude, look at that stylish
Single
haircut.
family household, come on.
That stylish hair isn't cheap, bro.
All I know is, Joseph, we both even talked about it. Somehow Chloe's style has improved over the seasons, but in season 1, the style was not good. It's almost like there was no matching clothes and they all came from Goodwill.
You could be right. Maybe there's
No. Not could be.
No,
I need you to admit that those clothes were from Goodwill, or they were based off Harriet the Spy.
Yeah.
You gotta admit one.
Definitely at least a place like Goodwill. Like, I don't know.
Just admit one for me. That's all I'm asking for.
And so, yeah, we're going to get into this. Again, this is the Somebody Save Me podcast. We are back for a special program presentation of the Chloe Chronicles Volume 1. These are actually uploaded on YouTube. I don't think we could have found them anywhere else, really.
No, not unless you have the box set. Set. It's the only way.
And so, shout out CHL Sullivan on YouTube, because we wouldn't be able to do this without you.
That's true, and they're definitely paying attention to us because they released these in 2011. So it's been about 11 years since anybody has watched this. I don't even think there's any comments in these videos, which is also kind of mind-boggling.
Because even this first one, it's a short clip. It's like a minute and a half, and it already has 7.8K views. And it's
why wouldn't they just show these after the episodes? Like, the episode of Smallville would end, you still have like a 6-minute block.
You want to know why? Because they were trying to make internet happen. They were trying to make the internet a thing. And so, what's cooler than getting all the kiddos who are into Smallville? Hey, come check out the web series.
How blocky was this web series? Whenever you would try to download one of these, it's 3 minutes. It would take 4 hours to download. Come on!
Come to the WB website, WB.com, and it's like some just gross page like it's showing over there, but it's really cool because we actually get a glimpse of Earl Jenkins' family again. We even get some Pete, and the only thing that probably passed along into the show from this is the fact that Pete and Chloe were really like the tag team duo of the Torch.
Okay,
like,
so
that was teased in the show, I feel like.
It wasn't, though, and that's what you and I have talked about, that there was maybe one time where you and I thought with Pete maybe asking her to spring formal or like talking to her about it. Something along those lines where you and I thought maybe this is the moment Pete is hitting on Chloe. Otherwise, it's only been shown and what we're going to get to in this show and in the comic.
Oh, you're talking about like the flirting thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about them being like the torch
duo.
tag team.
Oh.
Like they're the ones that are mostly going out. He's the cameraman.
But he also
Clark's
bitches
not
all the time.
True, but Clark is not necessarily involved because obviously Lana taking up his time.
Well, he's always gone.
He's a farm boy, and then also he only does the lunch menu.
Yeah. Well, no, stop it. Perry told us he knows how to involve gym mats. Yes,
sweaty
new
gym
mats.
Maybe you're right.
That's all we need to focus on. Clark, write it!
Dude. And again, we're going through volume 1 and 2 today, and even the little comic that is in between volume 2, episode 6 and 7.
Smallville number 8.
Number 8.
To get it correct.
Yes. And so follow us on Twitter. It's in our description. Don't even ask me to say it anymore.
No, say it. I need you to keep saying it. Say it out loud. God, I miss me some Edward Cullen.
Somebody save _me.
They need to make a prequel to the Twilights. I think that's what I would like. You know
We're
what?
not getting into that territory.
Make a webisode of the Twilight prequels. I'd
good
watch
call
those.
out because the Dr. Walsh is in Twilight.
You like that? See,
Yeah,
I'm connecting it all together.
And then of course follow us on YouTube now. We're getting all of our audio built up on there, and eventually we'll have events where it's live streams, live.
You want to
events.
tell them what we think now?
Oh yeah, we got trading cards coming in soon. We got some box set trading cards for each season so far. So at some point, we'll do another bonus episode with that, or we may combine it with another. Who knows? We're kind of up in the air about it right now.
Just know that with these booster boxes, the prize of this all is being able to have a signed autograph card from one of the actors, actresses that appeared in that season, as well as a piece of clothing that came off of one of those actresses in that season. So each booster box comes with one of each. Joseph and I are going for the hunt. All I know is if I get Chloe's card, whether it be a piece of clothing, whether it be an autograph, I'm going to freak out.
Hell yeah, brother.
If I get John's, I'm going to burn it.
I would love John's. No, we'll give it to the brothers.
Yeah, so then they can hold on to it all night long. Bunch of John lovers.
So, we open up Volume 1 of Chloe Chronicles, Part 1, just a little intro video. And it's, of course, Chloe going over what is basically the summary of the show. You know, meteor shower happened. What was it? October 16th, 1989, and it then spawned a whole bunch of weird things. There's glimpses of agriculture being weird. We have a Loch Ness monster picture. What was that?
And so it is just really with this first one, just her talking about how she is chasing the Area 51 stories, the conspiracy theories. This is us just being able to understand exactly how far does Chloe Sullivan go with these stories. What her theory truly just evolves around is that everything is to be blamed on the meteor rocks.
Yep. Exactly. She started putting basically 2 and 2 together because ever since then, the meteor shower, things have gone crazy. There is, and she's going to prove her theory because, of course, people are dying. And it's like, we need more explanation because, of course, she's saying we don't have a superhero to do this, so I gotta be the hero.
And what I love is that what that tells us is that Clark really has been worthless at times, and maybe he hasn't been saving everybody like we thought, and instead some people has slipped through the cracks, and the only person that's able to solve these things is Chloe Sullivan and the 9 years at the torch, because that's what she's able to do, and that is what's showing us how great she is.
Why did they have Clark's picture? What was the title again? Did he save? It was the one where he saved Lana?
Yeah, I was going to say, or
from Greg Arkin,
or if he
Bug
saved
Boy?
Whitney from one of the explosion of the trucks. Like either way, there was one of the photos from him of saying, what is it, Farm Boy saves?
Yeah, save someone.
Saves athlete. That's what I thought it would say. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was the Whitney one.
Either way, he saves someone probably from a meteor freak. And
Going into now with the volume 1.
This is now part 1 of the Chloe Chronicles after that little intro.
And what she is then talking about here is we're diving into now Jitters.
Yeah.
We are going over Earl Jenkins and how he was taking a field trip class hostage, where then they held up the gun to Chloe's father and
shot Whitney.
I was going to say that did not show, and apparently he was shot in the arm, just screaming in pain, trying to be the hero, but he looked like an idiot.
If you don't remember, Tony Todd was the one that played Earl Jenkins, aka Candyman. So, and if you didn't remember the episode, because
what's crazy though is that the episode does suck.
Yeah,
and that's why what I'm asking you here is, why choose Jitters over everything that we could have been discussing? Why is that one the pinpoint? Is it because of the situation?
What it is, bro? It's because of that level 3, dude.
Is that it?
It has to be
level
because
3?
it started arousing really that there's like a conspiracy going on. Meteor shower happened. Not only is there freaky shit happening, but there's people in the shadows that are doing some type of weird conspiracy experiments, it's becoming a conspiracy, but they're known experiments.
All right, so you're giving because of the level 3, even though I probably would have chose, somebody better in order to figure out, maybe dive more into Tina is really what you should have done.
Well, see, the thing is though, it's only because this is directly linked to someone who worked in there.
Or hold on, you were on it and then you went away. Directly linked to Meteor Rocks, where it was somebody that was working with them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were working there. I mean, not only Earl didn't know. He was just experimenting with stuff, top secret, whatever.
Remember, it was the crop mist.
The crop mist, yeah. And they experimented with the green dust or whatever.
God, such a great story.
So, so that's why, all in all, that is why because this really was the little seed, bro. Yeah. Pun intended.
Because now we're seeing this is how old it is. She's showing black and white shots of the episode, where now we're getting into her being able to interview Mrs. Jenkins.
The widow.
We have a new character being introduced.
Belinda. Would you think that's her name?
No.
You look at her and it's like, you're Belinda?
Why don't you just name her Linda?
Yeah.
Anthony.
Damn it. So right.
But yes, she is now talking about, with Chloe then interviewing her, about how it was nights with him trembling, how he just couldn't stop vibrating. And what I love is that for every 30 seconds, Chloe then corrects it, jitters. So you mean jitters, right?
The vibrating jitters.
So it's jitters, huh?
Yeah.
Jitters. Yeah. But yes, Chloe once again repeating herself over and over that it was the jitters, asking her exactly what was her husband doing that she believes would cause something like this. Well, it was about some green dust in level 3. Oh, so his jitters coincided on level 3. Whatever he was exposed to, that's what then took him away from us, and that's where he wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Luther, he stopped a little bit of the bills because what Chloe is now asking is, hey, you got paid, right? So you sued, right? I'm just making sure as a reporter.
Yeah, why weren't we milking that?
Yeah, why are we not getting more money, Belinda? And it's because she says that the Luthers did try to help out, but it was only a little bit of money. Bills keep coming in. I don't have a job. Have you seen what my kid is? Oh, wink, wink.
It's crazy because we get now hint that something hereditary happened with the Jenkins as far as Earl and his son Johnny. His son Johnny Jenkins.
I wish that we had a live camera right now so I can do the Chloe look. Oh, are you getting this? A kid.
Dude.
What do you mean? Is your kid sick?
You heard that right.
I wouldn't say he was sick. I would say he was different.
Yeah, it's so weird because they keep it so vague. She just says the doctors literally don't know what it is, but they know he's different. And so she's saying, of course, bills pile up with him. And of course, after Earl gone, he's like, there's no convincing that maybe it was something genetic.
And what's funny is what she says is that Earl was crazy and that nobody ever believed Earl, but one person did. And it was a Arthur Walsh.
Dr. Arthur Walsh.
And apparently he believed her husband, but she's not sure why, because all he did was really call after her husband's passing, blaming himself, somehow saying he was responsible for this. Hello, who are you, Arthur? And now we're getting introduced to something outside of this realm. We're having another person that has then developed something with these meteor rocks being introduced.
Yeah. And the interview pretty much ends.
I just love Chloe this entire time. She just keeps going, huh? Are you okay? Huh? But she does leave, and she comes back to show Earl's boots. Mm-hmm. And when you see these boots and the bottom of them, they show green dust everywhere. All I know is these boots would be able to kill Clark.
Technically, yeah. Why wasn't he stomping them out?
This is the chancla that every mother dreams with if your child is Superman.
And now Chloe's intrigued. We're back at the torch. She's talking to the camera, and she's going to say, we're going to take a trip to Edge City to visit this Dr. Walsh.
Oh, I thought it was because we were going to go to the bar. Dude. I guess it's because we're going to actually interview our new character to see who this person is. Are they friend? Are they foe? Chloe Chronicles, video 2.
Yeah, we're now on video 2. They got to a high school where Dr. Walsh works at because he used to work at Metropolis University.
Way to insult him. I wonder why he became such a loser.
Yo, this is like Walter White before Walter White.
Oh. So it was a reverse Walter.
And it wasn't blue dust. It was green dust.
He has green magic. Whoa.
And, of course, Chloe's just... she goes inside to directly to the office of Dr. Walsh. And she immediately questions him. It's like, I wonder if you could ask you a couple questions about your research at Metropolis University. And
I just want to say this real quick.
He was open to it.
With this reminding me of so much was the Office scene with Dwight and Michael rehearsing when you approach David Wallace in order to confront him about shutting down the branch. And it's Michael. No. You're not going to ask me that. He would be more startled. Hello, Mr. Welch? Oh, that's exactly what this scene reminded me of. That's why this is a webisode, because it was a little bit ridiculous whenever, I was just grabbing something. Hello?
Yeah, Dr. Walsh?
Yeah, that's me. Oh, I just happen to have long hair and a beard. You know why? Because I'm a hippie.
Yeah. And guess what, Walsh? I'm Chloe Sullivan. I'm the editor for the Smallville Torch.
Maybe you've heard of it, 9 years running.
And she asks, and this is where the emotion switches here, that Dr. Walsh sees what she's pointing out, and it's Earl, and she's wanting to ask about him, and he's now just like distraught here. And by the way, we're going to take a moment here because this is actor Christopher Heyerdahl as Dr. Walsh. And again, like we talked about earlier, he was in Twilight, played in one of the Volturi, I'm pretty sure.
Which is he?
I think he's the dad. Or he's maybe like an uncle or something.
I was going to say, he actually looks like one of the leaders of the Volturi.
He's the older one.
Yeah, he's like, the one with the weird jawline, one of the three, right? Or is he one of the four that were up there?
Damn, I didn't get his name on Twilight.
Man, you better get that.
But he is in Peacemaker. He's he actually comes back for a different role in season.
Wait, he's in Peacemaker?
Yeah, he plays one of like the military guys.
Why?
Oh, he's like the psychos, like killing people at the end.
We just need to be an extra in one of these DC. Get us on Tides or something, and then we can just keep going.
Yeah, put us in as extras. Maybe we'll be, like the Wonder Twins or something at some point.
Yeah, okay. You can be water. I call lion.
I can be whatever we want.
No, they can only transform into certain things.
He was also in Blade and Riddick, by the way.
What? I love Riddick. By the way, big argument, and it was because some people are not into Riddick, where I love Riddick. Dude. And I feel like it's the perfect...
Tell me you wouldn't want those eyes, bro.
Oh, I would give anything. Cut my eyes out right now. Let's do this.
Yo, just do it. I want to see it at night.
Just do it. Minority Report me and put those eyes in.
That's I would not want that. That's scary. But so yeah, cool guy here. He's been in a lot of things, and now we have him still talking to Chloe, and they're talking about the experiments that they ran. It was
And
like,
she
cutting edge of
questioning.
science, and what we were doing. And
why are you at the high school, loser?
yeah, pretty much. And he's like, I wanted to put myself in more noble surroundings. And then camera turns actually to a random envelope. No, keep going.
No, I know, but it was fast. Does it freeze on it again?
I'm pretty sure. And it's one of Walsh's envelopes on his shelf. Chloe notices it first, but Pete zooms in on it, and Walsh immediately sees that it grabbed their attention, and he wants to hide it. And so, what does that say now? Like keeping sketchy letters in your office, or are those new? Like new sketchy letters. It's weird to keep old ones hanging out like that.
Well, it's also strange to me because I just feel like it's some sort of house symbol. Like we're getting into something along those lines, or it's a secret covenant, and that's the marking.
Dude, that's a covenant symbol for sure. Like, what the hell is that?
But Joseph, aren't they normally smaller and more secretive? And usually like the wax that we have to drip and then make a marking on the back in order to seal the envelope. That's what I thought that the cults were all about. This seems so obvious in something that's printed. Is it like EB? Is it a snake in a tree?
Oh, man.
So by the way, this is probably one of the best looks that we get at it. Because this is brought up.
I was trying to look at it
times.
upside down to see if it looked like anything, but it doesn't. What the hell is that, man? It really does look like a 3 with a random solid rectangle, thin one in between, and
Maybe like the 3 of
B.
hearts.
I feel like I'm looking at a gang sign.
It could be something. Or
If anyone knows, please comment, because what is that? I mean, I
Hold
guess we
on.
could look it up.
hold
but-
on, Joseph.
I mean, it's green too, so what does that say?
I know what it is. I know what it is.
What do you mean? What is it?
It's the 3 kryptonite boys.
What?
And I'll tell it. Don't worry, this is just it.
3 kryptonite boys?
It's the number 3. It's a piece of kryptonite, and it's a B. And this is why we'll say it's the 3 kryptonite boys.
Oh,
yeah, that's why I don't want to reveal too much, but yes, you see what I'm saying? It has to mean that, right?
Wow, that's good, dude. How the fuck you do that?
I don't know. The green, I think, gave it away more than anything else, but it would be the fact that all 3 of them
3
have
and
these
B?
letters. And the middle thing looks like a piece of kryptonite.
Yeah, like rock. Like a rock.
Yes.
Because it does look like a stone. It has like lines in it and everything. Wow. Did you just fucking do something right now?
You like that?
That's crazy. Because that would make a lot of sense, but...
There's no way I'm right. Everyone's going to probably
I know,
call
it's kind of a shot in the
Like,
dark
you're a
there,
moron.
but I mean, it's you're building off of something that clearly looks like a 3 and a B.
Yes. And
The 3 meteor boys or some shit. you know?
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna call it the 3 kryptonite boys for the time being, and we're gonna hold on to this because I love it. I love the boy band. And this is why we're going to get to them. So even if our audience is a little confused, why are you guys saying 3? Don't worry. We're going to get to it. But just know Arthur Walsh is 1.
Arthur Walsh is 1, yeah. And, of course, he was like... He read about the case, right, in the newspaper.
With Earl, because
yeah.
he became very sad to know that some type of research was conducted in order for him to become sick.
And he said it sounded all familiar, actually, like because of their research, and that he felt responsible and such.
Did your research have anything to do with meteor rocks? Oh, why are you asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're acting like this.
Yep. And of course, he admits, like, yes, ever since 1989, it's like something, we always theorized it was something new, and we started experimenting. And even my partner, Hamilton, used to say certain things like that it was like cutting edge, like it was going to be the next thing. And it was the catalyst for a lot of things that we had. And of course,
are you referring to Dr. Hamilton?
we get the mention of Dr. Stephen Hamilton once again.
Number
R.I.P.
2.
Oh, number two. And of course,
He's going into what the kryptonite actually, what they studied of, which was the cellular mitosis of what it would be doing to the human body if they were to be able to mix it with. So it's a lot of the theme of what season 1 and season 2 with, no? Or actually, season 1 was with that. Season 2 was more about the alien. Yeah. And now season 3 is now discovering what the test was with Jor-El and Clark.
I think it's really a humanity thing, because a lot of not even really aliens are just really doing a lot of fucked up shit.
And you know what? Sometimes they're allowed to.
That's true. We're human, you know.
Yeah, it happens.
We can commit murder sometimes.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh? This is a children's show.
No, it's not. It's not made for kids.
You can't say it. I put it down.
It's
13 and up.
It's a law, bro. You got to do it. You got to claim if it's for kids or not.
But yes, Chloe is now demanding, listen, I need you.
Yeah, but so what the thing is, though, she's just digging more. And, of course, that people are dying. There's so many studies that people need to know that it's not their fault. Like, you could stop cases like Earl from happening. And Walsh actually name drops another person because there was a partner they had with Hamilton. They mentioned Donovan Jameson, who would come to find out. But he was another boy, and that's your third. That's your third meteor boy.
So and he mentions all 3 boys all together here.
Yeah.
So this would be the 3 kryptonite boys.
I think you're right, dude.
What a crazy symbol and what a crazy name they came up with.
Yeah, you better coin that, dude, before they steal it.
Yeah, that's true.
You discovered it.
Even though they have a symbol for it already, so I think I'm behind.
And so Walsh is a little reluctant, to do anything. He seems scared. He seems a little frightened. And
why should I trust you? You can trust me. I have 9 years on the torch.
And of course, she's just adamant, you could stop cases, you could help people, let me find out what we could do.
School bell goes off.
And class is up. And he actually turns back around as he's gathering this thing. He's like, all right, come back next week and bring your research that you have, and I'll bring mine.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Dr. Chloe is so excited. She just cannot wait.
I love this part right here. Because she asked, oh, okay, I'm so excited. Yeah, like you said, and she's about to walk out. I was like, but can I ask though, what made you, what drew the line? What made you leave your fantastic job in research? And he's like, they were really into human cloning.
Which we have seen with Emily. So we have already seen with Lionel and that whole introduction.
Lionel's the damn kingpin, dude. And he had everyone.
And doesn't that also kind of then show that everything was Lionel, right?
It's all Lionel.
So even with these doctors, Lionel in a way is behind it, because with him being behind the cloning, it's almost like he interviewed every single one of these people and then decided, oh, wait. You're not cool with it. Oh, you're not.
Well, you know him.
You just lost a daughter, so you're cool with it?
Gotta find them at their weakest, dude.
Exactly. And that's where these guys, the 3 kryptonite boys, seem to be kind of sucked into this. I love all the connections we are getting here.
Where would Pete Dinsmore fall in line with this, bro? He was the one cloning his daughter.
He was no, that's what I mean.
They're just filling in spots. It's always going to be the 3 kryptonite boys.
He was the outcast. The 3 kryptonite boys wouldn't get involved with cloning. They had no interest in cloning. And we'll be able to get to that.
That's true, because Hamilton didn't.
And we'll get into Jameson because he does come up here. But Walsh, he even said, I left because of that. So I think the 3 kryptonite boys had that agreement. Cloning, off the table.
Yeah, it's all about the B's, not the C's.
Yeah, I want to see them powers. I don't want to see those people duplicate.
Yeah, we only need one of them.
Yeah, except JTT. He gets 2.
We get to video 3 now. And we're going to the Earth and Space Sciences lab.
This is weird footage, by the way, all around.
It's yeah.
We got some laboratory with pouring chemicals, and now a photo of Mr. Walsh and Stephen Hamilton, and them going through the obscurity of Earl Jenkins' condition. But there also is a 3rd member of the team, Donovan Jameson.
He's an executive at New Corp, High Tech Energy, and he basically what he sold it at the highest bidder, like what he found, and now he's just this top executive, has hella money.
Yeah, he's just pretty much up there. You could say he sold his soul, is what Chloe kind of interprets it as.
You would see him as like the older brother who sold his soul of the three.
You gave up your research in order to just be the chairman to just make money.
Exactly. And even Chloe points out, that Earl and Stephen Hamilton had, similar things happen to them. She's exposing all this research to Jameson now. It's like, what brought you over here? Your research at Metropolis University. It's like, oh, what about? And it's like, about what you were doing, like what was it for as far as Meteor Rock?
And what then they go into is him saying, Miss Sullivan, I thought this was actually going to be a serious interview. Are you wanting to talk about who I am right now? Or are you wanting to just talk about some made up type of experiments that you're just wanting to focus on? Are you trying to say that you weren't working with Dr. Walsh and that you guys were not focused on the Meteor Rock experiments? Okay. Well, unfortunately, some people have these imaginations. Maybe that's why Dr. Walsh told you all these things.
Basically, he said, yeah.
Dr. Walsh is a poor bitch. Don't ever bring him to my table again.
Yeah, he sucks. He's not smart.
Arthur Walsh, he thought that his research was not going to be linked to any type of deaths. Turns out he now believes it was linked to Earl's. Miss Sullivan, please. I'm sure that if you were to try to give him the Nobel Prize, he would need a permission slip.
Yeah, he's like some weird villain with this little joke.
It's very strange because, once again, he's not wanting to talk about any type of Meteor Rock research. He specifically only wants her to brag about himself.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Jameson just seems like a dick, man. And honestly, yeah, we talked about this earlier, a little bit of a spoiler. He will come back like later on in the show.
And it's crazy because he even she tells him, yeah, so Mr. Walsh and Dr. Hamilton, they seem to think different than you. Well, they're not really very useful, are they? Well, you don't have to worry because Dr. Hamilton is dead. Well, I'm not very surprised by that because of what all of his research conducted. You know what? He was already a loony bag anyways. I can see that you're clearly torn up over this. Listen, I don't have any more time for your theories about space rocks. Now, if you would like to come back to me and then start talking about just how rich I am and how great I am, then okay, we could do this. But until then, get out. You know what? I really want to talk about the Hamilton papers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, get out. Dude, yeah, it becomes uncomfortable with their conversation because...
Well, the Hamilton papers are very important to us because apparently those are the ones that show how much research he did conduct, in fact, with the meteor
and we know
rocks.
that. That man was all over it, bro.
Remember all the Nicodemus flowers? That wasn't all that he had. He had so much more.
Oh, yeah, bro. And, of course, he's getting upset, that... even with all that research, they wouldn't have found if its legitimate place in science.
She says that you need to admit that your research is the one that has caused these deaths and is the reason that these things are turning up. Everything is your fault in a way.
And of course, he pulls like the Lionel thing. It's like, look, you need to stop before something heavier than your meteor rock falls out the sky.
But what I need to do is cover up my 3 kryptonite boy symbol that you are looking at.
Why do they have these letters just hanging out? Does that mean they're in constant communication?
Yeah.
These are recent letters, no?
Yes. They are in constant communication, is what I'm getting at.
And of course, he's kicking him out. Got another meeting. Please get the fuck out. And
Could you turn that off? Thank you. And now we are back at the torch.
Yeah, and she just goes over pretty much the summary of that little webisode. It's like, now it's time for the big fight after that interview.
And you know what? I'm ready for it. But you know what I'm most excited for? Is that me and Dr. Walsh have an appointment next week. So here we go. Is everyone ready for the Chloe Chronicles? Volume 1, Part 5 of 5. I'm already very much excited here. We have figured out quite a bit. And once again, I'm sorry for the Volume 1 because the Volume 1 doesn't really tie into a lot.
Yeah,
It
it's.
just
I mean,
introduces these
it
people.
just it's a nice little intro to giant conspiracy. So
I love when Chloe first comes out of these webisodes and she's like, "I'm here, got my buggy. Hello, it's Brittany, bitch." I love it.
God, that is really the vibe there. And of course, now Chloe's coming back to Ed City at that high school that Walsh worked at. Got her research ready. Oh, but look, Dr. Walsh's office hours and classes canceled. Classes report to library. Wow, look at that. How convenient.
Don't worry. She decides to then open the office door. And what do we see?
It is cleared out, dude. Office. Also, that office is so small.
Yeah, that looked even smaller than what we watched before. How is it that you're putting more in there in order to actually make it look bigger? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Is that possible? I thought it was always like the reverse.
Well, sometimes, yeah, when you put things in here, it makes it look bigger. I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
But,
right.
yeah.
I'll have to learn that.
And so we have Chloe wondering, what the hell? Where is Walsh? And then now we have Pizza Hut delivery boy.
Late night after hours, a delivery man saying, "Hey, I need a signature. I got a big package." And Chloe says, "Oh, I could sign for it." And he says, "Oh, you know what? You can't. Only this person can sign for it, Dr. Walsh." She says, "Don't worry. I'm his aide. I can do it." "You sound like a bad girl to me. I think I can trust you. Here you go."
What on earth are you doing?
This is after dark.
It's midday, bro.
The episode is after dark.
Big after dark vibes, dude.
Well, tell me, by the way, that's not what actually...
That's pretty much actually, like, I'm just like, wow, this is like sexualized and I didn't even know it. But anyways, yeah, that little delivery guy had something for Walsh. I need to give it. She signed. She's noticing what it is. There's like loads of cash in the envelope, and it's for Arthur to keep his mouth shut.
Well, it was from Jameson to Arthur, because Jameson actually did sign the note. There was nothing secret about this.
No one signed it. And it's unsigned, so typical.
It is unsigned. Damn it, you got me. I thought it was signed because it was so obvious, since the letter did say, "Hey, there's been a girl snooping. Shut your mouth. Here's some money."
Mm-hmm.
Who would be the one to write that? She's only seen 2 people.
I mean, that we're just assuming it's Jameson.
Belinda? Oh.
Possibly, dude. Maybe they're always watching Chloe.
So Belinda's a part of this whole act, and that she's setting him up.
And apparently Walsh just disappeared in general. Like the principal, it was abrupt with them. They have no idea why. She pins him to the wall of weird. I wonder if he's always been there. We just didn't know. But, yeah, I mean, Ed City High is missing. And now an interesting part comes here. Is at the end of this, she goes and visits Belinda again, Belinda Jenkins. Meets with her. She's just summarizing that. Oh, I
just
decided.
Quick question before you go on here. The camera is shot as if it is a pervert in the bushes. So once again, after hours.
Chloe actually ended up giving up the money for Arthur to Belinda. Obviously unsigned. It's not even traceable or anything. And of course, they're just like, yeah, hopefully we'll find something out about him. But then the house just abruptly shakes and makes loud noise. The entire house, even outside. And
Belinda turns around and she says, "Hey, get off that furniture. I told you not to be playing with it."
Yeah.
What?
Johnny, not the furniture. And it's like, whoa. Do we have like a Jack in there or something?
Yeah. And
his name's Johnny, so is it Johnny Quick?
Ooh, that would be insane. Now we're talking. And so now we are getting into the After Dark Volume 2 of the Chloe Chronicles, and we are going to start out with a little bit of a comic book shot here.
Yeah, it's cool. They show little glimpses. It's kind of like a little in-between. So basically from what last happened, Dr. Walsh disappeared. But now she's just giving us a little run of the little brief summary in between. Now she just got a random video from Walsh on her computer because that the trail went cold. I don't know how long it's been. Like how long has it been?
Well, for this, I mean, I'll put it to this way. With that first webisode being season 1 of season 2, you could kind of say, and this one being actually in season 3 as stated.
So it's been
a while.
2 years?
You could say it's been around that, at least a year is what I was thinking. And what we do get, though, in order to start out this webisode, after a little bit of a comic book shot of her character, is the video itself, because she does say, once I click on this, there's no going back.
Yeah, and believe it or not, it's Dr. Walsh on the video.
And where the hell is this guy?
I don't know. It looks like he's in the underground place from Split.
So you would then say he's in an underground facility with a lot of pipes right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's hold on to that thought, everybody. And now we do see him, though, panicking, saying, Chloe, I have a special message for you. You're the only one. I'm such a hippie. You're the only one that's able to...
Hey, he talks weird in this.
Yeah, he's so...
Oh, yeah, you know what it is? It's probably under the plant, bro. It's probably under a Luthor plant.
Hold on. We're going to get to where it is. That's why I'm asking you. Don't worry. All is revealed.
Oh, do you mean at the end? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Could be, yeah. And so, of course, he's just saying, I don't have much time in the lab. It's total chaos, and I know it's like I'm afraid I've outlived my usefulness to these people now. So I'm basically running scared. Like, I'm gonna die, you know? Like, and it's just like my last-ditch effort type of video.
And we hear some even noise in the background of like slamming or something.
And they call out to him or something like that.
Yeah, as if, I'm gonna find you. So very something creepy where now we have the video cutting off and Chloe is then saying, hey guys, it's been a while, but don't worry. Me here at the Torch for the 9 years has been working hard, and I'm going to make sure that every trace of this is going to be able to be solved because Dr. Walsh cannot have a guilty conscience. I need to make sure his family is taken care of. I'm going to honor his wishes.
Well, it would be the wife not having a guilty conscience.
It's also her just taking the video. That's all he wanted, right? Was for her to take the video to his family.
I mean, yeah, if he's mentioning in the video, you would assume, yeah, let me get this to the family. But yeah, so there's the video was untraceable, and she can't track it back to him or locate him. Every trace of Dr. Walsh is gone, apparently. And so now we go to video 2 of now volume 2, and she goes to the Walsh house.
You get this.
And man, I love this. And of course, they don't show where the house or where they even live, so that's already a weird
No, it's
thing.
because she wanted to block it out. Remember, she's trying to keep them safe as well.
True. You're right. All right, and so she brings a video. They continue to watch it from where we left off. And of course, he's just like, I know it's a lot to take in, Kayla and Max. And
this is his wife and his son.
Yeah, it's his wife and his son. This is where he's addressing them, but they're watching it now. And basically, you know, if anything they've ever told you, it's all lies. Whatever you hear from now on is all lies. I've messed up, Max. I'm proud of you. Take care of your mom. Yo, wish we could be catching all those monster fish like we used to.
What the hell is this?
This is the funniest. No, let me keep going. Okay. This is the funniest thing. It's like, man, I wish we could go on those fishing trips we went on, but there was that lucky lure that I had. That feeling to get breaking the line, Max, you get that lucky lure, man. You get that lucky lure I left, and you make sure to use that, and you go fishing. You take it. And so,
this is word for word. He spent half the time talking about the damn fishing lure.
Bro, he went too long about the fishing lure.
He went way too long about that.
I think he just went too long in general to his son.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm his wife, I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this man at all.
I hate my husband.
This is what you leave me? Thanks.
I want a divorce.
So happy you love the fucking fishing lure, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm proud of Tammy?
You. Proud of you, son. Take care of your mom. She's an idiot. Now, and use my lucky lure if she's getting out of hand. And so...
Now, honey, I love you.
I love you both. And then, things happen. That's it. End of tape. And Chloe's like, awkward. I'm sorry. She even makes a face like it's awkward, like, wow, what an awkward video, huh?
This is awesome because what Chloe does is that she turns to the wife and to the son.
I know Max. It's hard to hear. I'm sorry about all that.
And her face, by the way, is, why the fuck did he send the video to you, whore?
It's weird.
It's so like, who are you?
Younger kid, she's also blonde.
Do you really think that your husband...
I mean, look how similar they look on that little still right there.
Oh my god, they look so similar.
Dude, what if that was genuinely her reaction? Like,
So she
wow.
thought that her husband was having an affair with one of his students in his biology class.
Another student. No, she goes to another school, dude. She goes to another school.
By the way, the son, Max, hey, who gives a shit? I'm gonna go play with my toys.
Yeah, because he goes like, Mom, can I go play with my toys? And it's like, okay. It's like, and of course, Chloe keeps the camera rolling and shit. And she's okay with it, of course. And of course,
dude,
it's just so
awkward.
funny. It's like, I don't understand why he sent his video to you. Well, I think he was trying to protect you and your son. And she's, dude, the way she's looking, like, I get it now. Like, that's totally, you're totally right. And it's like, hey, can I go talk to your son? Like, maybe he knows something? Because it seems like they seemed pretty close. And hilarious, because Chloe walks over to him. Who is this 12-year-old child playing with a toy in the corner of the house?
With a stool.
Yeah, and a stool. He's like, hey, your dad was really proud of you, It's like, a lot of those things he said on the tape. The tape was crap! Legit. That's what he says to Chloe. The tape is crap. He doesn't love me. He hates us.
No, your father loves you. How do you know?
Yeah.
Those fishing trips?
Well, what about all those fishing trips? We never even went fishing.
What? What is...
Look, man, we're going to get into a whole thing here because this is hilarious.
This is awesome.
Arthur is killing me with this. And he's like, well, I mean, he said it to you as if you knew something, right? Like, do you think you know what his lucky lure is? And they get an actual fishing box. A fishing box, and it has the lures.
Hold on, let's get this right here. We're nerds, but let's get this. A tackle box.
A tackle box. You're right. You're right.
Fair.
And so, of course, the kid Max is like, that's the lucky lure right there. And of course, Chloe actually manages to decipher that. Oh, this has to be a message. Like, all right, she opens it, and it's some type of SIM or GPS tracking card, and she's like, oh, I know what this is, and immediately puts it in her phone. So it has to be like some type of SD card.
And what we do find out that what it states, and this is going to be the end of the episode as well,
it has a code.
It says ghost, all capital, space neck, space SS, then a number underneath that says 94256536259.
You really had to give us that whole thing, huh?
Yeah,
you could have just said it said Ghost Neck SS with numbers on below.
No, we have to give the exact count. Otherwise, it means nothing to our audience.
All right. Well, I mean, what are you thinking? File name, coordinates, like some type of code of maybe a birthday. It's a birthday.
So for me,
a cipher or a key.
I had nothing. I put in my notes, I go, this has me stumped. Maybe it's a password in order to get somewhere, but that's all I got because the Ghost Neck SS, I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, and so she puts it up on, she's watching the video game.
Hold on, can we just say this real quick here? Dr. Walsh, in his final moments, decided to just leave a video in order to tell Chloe where to be able to find his hard drive.
And made up the love he had for his wife and kid because he left because he actually doesn't love them.
Yeah, and he just said, love you both, bye.
No, he didn't even let the principal know.
He did not love his wife and his child. That's why his wife reacted that way to Chloe, because he was obviously cheating with somebody. And
yeah, he finally had someone to talk meteor rocks with.
And obviously he didn't want to hang out with his son because his son just had a bad mouth. I mean, my God.
His son sucks. Hopefully he's a villain later.
Your daddy loved you. How do you know?
Whore! My mom was right. You're a whore.
But starting back now to the Volume 2, Part 3 here, we have Chloe once again playing that video just like you stated, where now for the first time we have the reveal of who the cameraman is, and it is Pete Ross. And Chloe says, Pete, what are you doing? Get behind the camera now.
Yeah, because it's breaking the continuity and whatnot.
And Pete says, what, Chloe?
We're taking a break. Like,
what I love is the comments, Joseph, because what have we said all season? Where the hell has Pete been? And Pete on the website even makes the joke. What? I could use a little camera time for once.
Yep.
Oh,
and then he winks and looks at the camera.
yes!
And it's like, of course, it's a reference that he's always gone, you know.
But what Pete does get a call from is his mama Judge, where she says, "Hey, Pete, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm hanging out with Chloe. We're trying to solve a story." And then Chloe decides to ask Pete, "Hey,
yeah, no, keep going.
ask your mom if she knows what this ghost neck is. SS. Maybe she has something because she's been in the law. Joseph, would you like to explain what she says it means?"
It's where kids used to go to the cemetery, a particular cemetery, and they used to neck the ghosts. So, as we all know, to provide in current today's slang, sexual terms and whatnot, phrases, to give someone neck is to go down on them.
Is that what that
Blow
means?
them.
Is that what that's what you got out of that?
Yes, you give them that throat.
Oh, with that.
Give them that throat. Oh, yeah, she got the good neck.
Man, I was thinking just, rated PG because this is a family show. I was thinking hickeys, but I can see exactly where you're getting that at.
But yeah, so if we're talking about really explicit, what current times are, yeah, they were blowing the ghosts.
So what you're saying is that Ghost, the movie of the pottery scene, and that whole sexual experience of them, making the pot together and them having sex, that was all real.
Yeah.
Ghost necking. Real thing.
But,
thanks, Mama Ross.
So you thought it was just like kissing on the neck motion hickeys?
Yeah, I thought it was just
ghosts.
Like a makeout session at the graveyard is what I was interpreting as. I didn't think that this was a going down at the graveyard thing.
That's weird. It's a weird thing in general. Why were the kids doing that?
Hey, are we going to third base tonight? Hell yeah, we are. Great. See you in the cemetery.
Can't wait to with that gust of wind right on my fingers. Because it's a ghost. What are they doing to the ghosts? Really?
Telling them to sit on their face.
Yeah, they're perverts. Anyway, so yeah, she basically mentions that, and Chloe kind of pretty much takes it, actually. It's a clue. And so Pete walks away to the camera.
Where we have our very first hint. This is what I mean. That the website is the first time where there's an extreme acknowledgement that Pete likes her.
What if this is the case in Pete's life?
Because, hold on.
He's the Chloe to Chloe's Clark.
Pete's mom says to him, "Oh, you're with Chloe. What are y'all doing? Oh, don't you like her? You should ask her out on a date." Mom, stop it. But
we don't know what she said.
However, you could say that. I think you're wrong, though, and the reason being, Joseph, Chloe has made the move. Pete hasn't. So I see the connection of that Pete is Chloe's Chloe?
Basically, Chloe's Clark and Pete is Chloe. Like, what Chloe is to Pete is what Clark is to Chloe.
But Chloe has at least made the move on Clark, and Clark has rejected, versus Pete has not made the move.
Yeah.
No move has been made.
That's true. Remember Nicodemus? He was like, "Hey, Chloe."
I know, and that's where it was him being manipulated by a flower, so that was never really carried over.
But it is hinted, yeah, the mom says something that triggers him, like, "Hey, it's not like that. No, we're just friends. We're just cool." But it's like, do you like her? Or is it just that thing where it's like, oh, you're seen hanging out with her all the time, it has to be something, type of thing?
Well, yeah, because remember, Pete is popular. He knows all the groups, and yet he's going to the cemetery with Chloe in order to be a camera guy. Because that's where we do cut over into the next scene where Pete is there, and they just take Mama Ross's word going to the cemetery, trying to uncover a clue. And this is where now Chloe talks like it's an unsolved mystery.
Yeah, this is X-Files now.
Here we are at the gravesite.
If you didn't know, I am standing on grass.
This was where jitters happened.
And of course, she's now figuring out, though, as she's at the cemetery with even Earl Jenkins' his gravesite, that it's like, oh, wait, this thing has a GPS and the numbers, and it looks like it's coordinates. The numbers come up as coordinates. So, of course, she used those numbers from that cryptic message from Walsh's Lucky Lore. And she goes, and it's actually near this cemetery, and it's another tombstone that she walks to. And she's like flipping out, like, holy shit. This is it.
Figured this out.
It's Ghost Neck because of the name.
And now they're starting to take pictures of this gravesite. Not really. She's now looking down at it, and she says, I think I found this coordinates, and it seems to be at the gravesite of Sarah Strasberg. And this is now the
SS.
This is now, so we have the connection of the Ghost Neck. So wouldn't that mean that she died with being strangled, perhaps?
So what happened? Yeah, you're thinking that, but she reveals we're back in the torch, and she was Sarah Strasberg was a MetU student, Metropolis University student, that ended up actually doing research on the meteor rocks herself. She did a paper on it just months before disappearing, and that was never explained. But she was found
on the side of the highway. Yeah, just body there,
and suffocated, I guess, because they do say she like suffocated or something like that.
I thought they said that the death was unknown, and that's what kind of they just maybe assumed some type of suffocation. Either way, I feel like it's hand in hand. They just don't know what really occurred to her.
Yeah.
What is great about it is that Chloe then says, why would Walsh lead us to Sarah Strasberg's grave? This is now going to be my next clue. Velma once again going back on the case, saying, yes, this is where I'm going to be able to find out exactly what's occurring with these jitters and how many more people have truly been affected. So, Sarah, I'm here to uncover you.
Yep. And so she starts looking more into New Corp because New Corp, Donovan Jameson, just got arrested because of a white-collar crime. And so he, I guess, well, actually, he's not arrested technically, but he was fired or something like that.
Well, no, he actually was arrested. He really was for a white-collar crime because they are accusing him of doing something. And
I think it's just a matter of accusations right now. I don't think he actually got arrested, but
I think he does say it later on. And I don't know where else he gets arrested.
Oh, that's right. He's so arrested, and then someone actually, because they basically ratted him out with certain information.
Yes.
Someone from under him took his job, basically, shut him out. And he's thinking, yeah, this is all just a conspiracy. There's some type of puppet in the works because I wouldn't be just removed like this.
Oh, Mr. Jameson, who would be that puppeteer? Miss Sullivan.
And Chloe is there interviewing him on live TV. It's on the Metropolis News. You can't see her, but of course she's there.
Because the torch never rests. She does not
Imagine everyone
sleep.
with their legitimate jobs and they're just like...
Chloe, it's been 9 fucking years.
Here comes Sullivan. What if everyone is like, damn, she's too good? They just keep taking all the good questions.
Once again, they treat her afterwards. All right, guys, see you at the party. Oh, where are we going, guys? Oh, hey, so this is like a not a work thing. This is everyone knows a mutual friend thing, so we'll see you next week.
Yeah, you're in high school. We're not related to any of us.
But Jameson then walks away and says, I'm not going to answer any of your damn questions, Sullivan.
Even Smallville Ledger prints about him. Prosecution is going on. Accepts the Jameson plea.
See, he was arrested.
Yeah. And so, of course, the mighty have fallen. He's not up there on his little ivory towers or executive board, whatever it was. And
his pension was removed, too.
Yep.
Doesn't even get paid, so he's just fired, and now he's done.
And, of course, she's still trying to put the connection here, Sarah Strasberg, and it's because all this research, and it's like linking back to, I forgot her name. Who's this? It's the one who takes Jameson's job.
It doesn't matter what her name is because it's his damn secretary.
It used to be a secretary, yeah, and she took his job.
And she was the one that decided to sell him out. And what Chloe does say is, hey, can you help me try to find who Sarah Strasberg is? No, I'm not going to help you find anything. Listen, lady, can you just do this as a favor? Because everyone knows you don't deserve this job, and you're the one that's behind all of Jameson's firing.
She's the whistleblower.
Yes. Oh my God, how would you ever believe such a high school student? Nobody even likes you. You look ugly. And she says, oh my God, how dare you say that? Do you know who I am? I think that Dr. Jameson has talked about the puppeteers, and you definitely seem not like that. You seem like a dummy. You're more like a puppet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of insulting, like, trades going back and forth between these two women. I'm not going to lie to you. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's just we got a secretary too, just sitting there awkwardly. But
She's
look,
really
it's like, how about Sarah Strasberg? It's like, of course, she's like, I don't know who that is. It's like, oh, kind of crazy, but you got into the Sarah Strasberg Scholarship and Foundation.
Yeah, it seems like that you started working here whenever she was hired as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like that you would know exactly who she was. Listen, okay, maybe I know a little bit. Maybe I know exactly that she was friends with Dr. Walsh. Maybe she was helping him out. Maybe Jameson was around. I don't really know. Well, listen, lady. Donovan Jameson's research, we believe, may have something to do that killed her. And then all of a sudden, the secretary gets up from her seat, tells Chloe and Pete,
She
get
kicked
the hell
him
out.
Kicked him out.
And the secretary takes the phone call and she says, oh my God, I have this high school girl here. She's asking questions. And now we're in the parking lot where Chloe says, I'm getting closer.
Yep. She's starting to uncover the cracks here. It's an admiration for journalism that Strasberg had. And of course, I received a text from my contact at City Hall, found the police report, but the name of the police officer that found Sarah's body is where we're going to next.
Because it wasn't revealed, and now she has to uncover who was that name. She has her contacts. Remember, she walked in on them having sex.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah,
She
dude.
knows how to bribe them people.
So the missing persons report, normal found site of Low Bridge, where everything happens. Low Bridge, you already know that bridge. Lex's accent. We also had, something else happened there recently. What just happened?
No, it was Slumber, where her family was driven off that bridge, and that bridge should be shut down because Sarah is now the villain. And that's also a little bit of shout out to Rainy Day because of the what if. I love it of you then describing Sarah even more of a villain because we all know Sarah was the real evil bitch in the end.
Yeah, she was, dude. She sucked.
But not this Sarah in the websode. Sorry to get confused.
Sarah here was onto something.
Yeah,
but it's
Sarah
like,
Strasberg.
And of course, we're going to the old officer that is now retired, but he found the body and such. And of course, he's like, it's going to be tough to, find out what story you're talking about because I'm a cop. I mean, I've seen so many people and such. But of course, just a little back and forth.
You're just here to sell some papers. The torch is free, dumbass.
Damn, get owned.
Own him immediately. And now she's not going to back down. And now this old officer knows what she's about. He goes back at her saying, okay, what do you got? Well, I just want to know exactly what happened to Sarah Strasberg. You could read the report. Excuse me? You know that report is not true. Listen, the TV blows everything up. This interweb stuff, it just makes people to believe in clones, ghosts. All you folks are just nuts.
Yeah, and he's smoking his little pipe, having a grand old time. And of course, she tries to remind him that
I'm looking into this disappearance.
Of Sarah, and I'm looking into this right here, and her disappearance. And of course, he actually immediately recognizes it. That was years ago. College girl found her right on the side of Low Bridge on the edge of town. And, of course, that was it. Just like,
and Chloe,
did she even have a car?
Well, no, she's even asking, I think you could be able to provide me more details. And he said, you know what? I don't think I can because I've always thought that it would have been some type of foul play. But you know what? I was wrong. All you have to do is just look at the coroner's report. End of story. It was a seizure.
Yep.
Wait.
Apparently it was a seizure.
A seizure from what?
Yeah, because she had no suspicious or any previous activities such as health concerns like that. And I'm saying, and of course they're kind of getting snippy with each other. He's like, look, all I'm saying is that the police report got the coroner's report. We had to say this. That was it. End of story.
Coroner's report. Coroner's report. I like Coroner's report.
Coroner's part. And so, of course, Now, Chloe shakes him a little. Hey, I got some tobacco here. I know you want to smoke, cancer patient.
Well, he's truly just ran out of some of his tobacco, and she looks at him being like, I just got the best tobacco you could ever get.
Yeah, I saw the guy at the gas station said he wanted some.
And he got it from Mexico. It's definitely illegal. Do you want some, Sheriff? I know you could get it if you really needed it. But
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And of course, he is already like, all right, maybe I got some more information for you. And so he actually states, when I found her, that she had this red algae stains all over her, nails, body, clothes. And he's like, look, I fished all the time around there, that body of water. Too low, and the only place that had red algae wasn't even there. It was a little crater pond that was like way deep in some woods that they had.
Deep in the Burnham Wood waters. That's where you're going to be able to find this pond, Miss Sullivan. And guess what? I've fished everywhere, and this is the only place. Gobs of fish died when I was there. I was meant to keep looking into that, but you know what? Then the coroner's report came out, and I just decided against it. By the way, can I have that tobacco, please?
Chloe's hilarious right there. She's like, here, just draw it, man.
Draw me a map.
He draws her a whole ass map, and now they're going to go to that pond.
This looks like a map that a child drew in order to, like, say where the candy was hidden. And that's exactly what he was able to draw for Chloe. And this is supposed to represent a forest. I don't know what she's supposed to get out of this.
Well, now we're at Burnham Wood. Because
Take
that's
two steps till you get to the big tree.
Yeah, head south until it starts to look different.
I spit out a piece of gum out on the left-hand side. When you run into it, you're going to want to go right.
And so it's a Wade's pond that they have to go to. And Chloe, as they're in the woods, like, Chloe hears some shit. And you're just like, ooh, are they being followed? Are they being watched?
By the way, we have to clarify, this is part 6 of Chloe Volume 2 Chronicles. And yes, she is saying, we have this map, let's go. But they're hearing something.
Yeah, they're hearing something. And of course, Pete is talking to her now. Like, he's actually breaking it.
He's now a part of it.
He's actually talking. And so, of course, they're just kind of going over. It's like, look, Walsh's email. A couple days later, we get this. And it's like, it's all leading to here. There's something around here. And of course, Chloe's like, oh, something else. I heard another thing out there. And Pete's just like, dude, shut up. Paranoia getting the best of you.
She's like, come on, I'm not, this is some Blair Witch type of stuff. Pete, you know what? I know that there is somebody following us. So all of a sudden, they stop, and now Chloe is busting out the camera herself, because Pete holding the camera is not enough because he won't listen to her. Mm-hmm. But maybe she thinks this is a raccoon. Maybe someone lost a cow? What?
I don't know.
This is the woods, right? Where are the woods with Smallville?
Dude,
this is obviously where Van was working out too.
No, Nicodemus Flower.
This is where all the woods are.
And of course, she got her own camera now. And of course, she's getting her own setup. We're now seeing her just film herself at this point.
She is now looking to find where she then has located the tobacco ash that has been left there. And now she begins to realize that there is somebody in fact there that is close to them. She is now hunting them as if this is the most dangerous game played, because the hunter becomes the hunted when you go after Miss Sullivan. But what does she find out is that when she turns around, Pete is no longer there.
Yep, but they end up finding each other.
What the hell was that?
He just ditched her. And
ditched her.
Just messing with her or something.
Yeah, you know why? It's because he said, oh my God, see, your paranoia has gotten you crazy, Chloe. I'm going to go this way and I'm going to find the pond before you. He finds the pond immediately, then yells over, hey, Chloe, I found it, idiot. Damn, Pete.
Yeah, thought I'd tell you, but nah, thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, oh, you finally caught up. What is the matter with you?
He's cool.
What have you been doing the whole time?
We missed Pete, right?
Well, now we know why he hasn't been in the main episodes.
And of course, it's like, we gotta find something. You gotta give me something. Like,
Sarah.
where is this? I found nothing.
Why were you here,
I don't know what
Sarah?
we're expecting to find here.
I love these videotapes.
Kiss me, Pete.
No, that did not happen. Instead, they keep hearing something.
Pete disappears again, and Chloe's
Yes.
like, this isn't funny a second time. Stop. And of course, now she's shouting out for Pete, still looking for him, walking around this pond. And
Can you
all of a
explain that?
sudden, we
Hold
see
on.
a shadow.
Hold on. Can you explain that to me?
What do you mean?
She says, Pete, your violin is officially going to get it.
Pete plays violin.
So Pete is a star violinist, and we had no idea?
Maybe it's just a side hobby.
Man, I really want to watch Pete bust out some violin now.
Oh, well.
Maybe.
We won't ever get it.
Man,
Anyways, basically, Chloe gets grabbed from that person that's watching them. And then it just slides all the way down to a now comic book cover. So that means we are continuing off to a comic between part 6 and 7. And now we're busting out the comic. We're just going to kind of go over, just of course, the pages a little bit and go over the story here of actually what takes place. I don't know why they couldn't just put it into a whole webisode.
no, because we got to be able to sell both. So that's actually what's pretty crazy about this comic and why we're going to go through it just as if this was a part of a webisode. Once again, this is Smallville comic number 8, where we do see Chloe being pulled down and her camera has pointed. By the way, she has fallen into a secret compartment.
It looks like she gets thrown into, a little basement, like
Yeah.
a sewer or something.
So obviously there's something then below the pond that there's this gigantic facility. Maybe that's where those bars were that Walsh's video background came from.
Yeah,
was
possibly.
this facility.
hmm And so, little do we know, it's Jameson that pulls her down, and this is where he's been hiding out.
Yes.
Because of everything going on, and I guess this is his secret hideout. This is where we go, and you can get that part. I'll get this area over here, but
no, so what now we have is Chloe then screaming at, "You had no right to grab us. How dare you sneak up behind us? Why would you ever do that?" Listen, I have no intention of harming you. All of a sudden, Jameson is now a good guy.
it's weird. Yeah, it's so
we have
weird.
such a
Like,
different transition.
you would expect
here.
him to be much more aggressive or something, like.
Yes.
And it's more so, hey, it's really just like, I'm not going to hurt either of you, because, Pete and Chloe are both down there. And I'm not going to hurt either of you. And so he's now being just cool. It's like, basically, it's like, just don't stand up there because you're going to give everything away, you idiot.
What I love, though, is that Pete even says, if you're not going to hurt us, why do you pull us down here in the first place? Miss Sullivan, your cameraman friend put up quite a struggle, trying to warn you, if he talks to me like that again, I'll beat his ass. And now Chloe then snaps at him and says, hey, his name is Pete, and he raises a good question.
Yeah, what is that? Is he just like, he fought like a man, so I'm going to beat him like a man or something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, because Pete put up a struggle against him, and
What a mean
Jameson
guy.
doesn't like that. So then Chloe yells at Jameson, and then what Jameson throws at Chloe here is, what, you said that you were being followed, right? Well, you were. Me dragging you down here has actually helped you, so why don't you think that I'm doing you a favor and come with me?
So, then what does that say? That he wasn't following? It was someone else?
It was someone else that was following, apparently, and it was not Jameson, even though Jameson grabbed them both. So we could then... But that wouldn't make any sense. It
but
had
see,
to
that
be
because
Jameson.
of the end, that's why it doesn't make sense, because we know what happens,
But
and we need to talk about
And by the
that.
way, the end would then insinuate it was another person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, so basically coming with them, they get in an elevator.
Yeah, Chloe and Pete do decide to go with Jameson.
Yeah, they just go down there. And they're having a little sidebar here. They actually get down to this rock area. Like, it's completely just a giant room, I guess, a dome. Lights built up. It looks like construction. There's walkways for it, but...
There's a goddamn bridge here. It looks like that a city's trying to be built here. What is going on?
It's like an underground cave. Like, this is going to be similar to what we're going to see in Dune Part 2, where the Sietches... This is a Sietch, bro.
And what I do love, though, is that Chloe's even asking, exactly how is Metropolis University paying for all this, Jameson? Well, it's not exactly That secret is not mine to tell.
Yeah, it's like not, I'm gonna assume it's probably still through them, but they're just like it's secretive, like they're lying or something.
What's crazy is that he even describes now how the pond became what it was, where a huge meteor came crashing down, created that crater with the pond. They built a facility underneath it because they found that rock, that meteor that actually made the pond, and then they used, it was a gigantic rock, one of the biggest, and they used up all of it.
Yeah.
So all of that was kryptonite. They just use it all. And by the way, it's a gigantic hole here.
Yeah, man. And like
they were just going crazy. Look at all this kryptonite.
And look at it, man. If that was just one of the meteors,
yes,
we've been wondering, like, how is everyone having an infinite supply of this stuff? Dude, that looks like it'd be a lot.
I can't believe they had, like he said, oh, we went through it dry, so that's where it's been slowing down our research now.
It's like, Jesus. And so, yeah, they go through there, and Chloe is asking about Sarah.
Yeah, and she's now asking him what exactly did happen to Sarah. And now he's saying, what, the Metropolis U student that used to be able to work with us? What, you stooped to kidnapping this test subject, and you used her in order to experiment on?
No, not exactly.
Now we have the story of Sarah Strasberg.
And it's she was actually a student. She was
a journalist,
and she ended up getting a job to do that story on the meteor rocks.
Well, they had an agreement between them because, yes, they agreed between each other that the three doctors, Hamilton, Jameson, Walsh, would then allow Sarah to follow them, to be able to help them with their research, because since she was a journalist, she had it in with where all the other meteor rocks were, so then they could further test. And now we're getting that they worked together with Sarah. She was able to get the exclusive on their experiments and their work.
That's right. And so, dude, what a crazy little background there.
And this is still where Chloe is asking, that's great, but exactly how did she die? And that is where he is now describing to Chloe, she got sick. She ended up just running away thinking that we were able to do human test subjects, and she just injected herself with liquid kryptonite and then gave herself the jitters.
Hell yeah. And she technically did seizure up and just die, like on the road.
And that's what they're saying caused it, so not strangulation, seizures.
And the red algae, though, like...
Yes.
How did that
From the pond. The pond itself
she fell in there or something?
Maybe, or because since they're working below a pond, maybe everything is just covered in that algae.
Maybe so.
I don't know. Why'd she be in a tank?
It's weird. It's weird. But so, yeah, and so for what have you exactly discovered that's such a secret? And, we get to a very cool part. Where you like are among the very few who truly comprehend the danger the meteors pose to mankind. So despite what you may believe concerning me or my work, everything you see is dedicated to nullifying that danger. And it's like, okay.
So Jameson is in fact trying to help, and he's trying to figure out his own type of cure by not really curing them entirely.
Is he?
He's trying to make them be able to live with their abilities and have control versus getting unsustainable jitters. So we're still now supposed to believe that Jameson here is a good guy.
Yeah, or he's just doing it as bullshit just because maybe he found his next Sarah Strasberg.
Maybe, but I'm still not buying into that, because with Jameson that we soon discover here, why would he lie when we've even talked? They're the three kryptonite bros. Like, they seem to have worked together. Even him trying to pay off Walsh was like, hey, she's asking too many questions. We can't have this out in the public. Shut up. It wasn't a, I'm going to kill you. It was a, here's some money, biology teacher.
I mean, I guess, man. But, I mean, maybe Jameson...
You just don't trust Jameson. Why not? He's such a great guy right now.
No.
But he does show her the next room.
Yeah, and she's so interested because...
Why wouldn't you be, Joseph?
Come on, that's his next Sarah Strasberg, bro. And so, right here, we get a tank and it's actually just a little bug. And come to find out, oh, it's someone, and it's Greg Arkin. It's Greg Arkin, the Bug Boy. They even mention his name once again from episode 2, Metamorphosis. Dude, shout out that episode, right?
Yeah, I very much shout out because they go, there's no way, how do you know? Well, I tested that insect, and guess what? It has his DNA, so it's him.
Yeah,
because remember, he
did just turn into bugs and go away.
Oogie boogie.
Oogie boogie.
Yes.
So yeah, Jameson admits that he has one of the bugs. Is like, yep, that one of those is Greg Arkin. Don't know where the others are, but that's one of them. But it's like, and of course, they go through, and
he says that if I'm going to be able to control these abilities, then I need to be able to uncover all of them.
Yep.
So I also
and
have
all the harmful effects.
So I have something else to show you guys.
Oh, we get more. We get the reveal of Tina Greer.
He has the body of Tina Greer as if this is Sleeping Beauty in a container or a Snow White container that's just waiting for her prince.
Yeah, because look, wait, am I seeing this correctly? Is her arm open?
Yeah. Oh my God, it is. So
she's dead.
Okay, yeah, she is dead. That wasn't. They're using the chain in order to probably make it tighter, and
it's just preserving the body.
Yeah,
and keep it naked because she probably has a hole in her damn.
Well,
stomach.
that's what I was hoping the comic would show us. I was like, let's get dark.
Well,
here.
they gave us that. That's worse.
Well, I didn't notice that detail until you pointed it out. Yeah.
Her arm is open. They're taking flesh, like DNA from her.
Yeah, Jameson is truly making her a skeleton, just dissecting that skin.
So
he probably wants to wear it.
Wow, to think about that, because what, we're already a year? They've been keeping her body for a year already.
Yeah. And he's just been studying it because he always believed how great would Tina have been if she was able to live a life without having her abilities. Come on. And then Pete walks up to the glass with Tina laying there dead and says, "This is what you get for drop kicking me, bitch."
Yeah, in the locker.
That's what he really says. He brings up that. That's what Pete brings up.
I love it. I love that reference because we talked about that. Because you thought it was really Lana.
Yeah, way to hold on to grudges. By the way, it was Lana.
And then after that...
Yeah, we're not done.
Yeah, we're not done. We get another one here. And of course, at least in death, because he does confirm, at least in death, Miss Greer can be helpful to others. But even in, like, Mr. Kelvin here, and we get Sean Kelvin just engulfed in a slab of ice from Crater Lake. And he's just has needles stuck in him. This is like some fat bastard shit.
And it's crazy because we've even said before that Sean was still alive and he was taken in the block of ice. So this is now connecting that with this comic of now once Chloe sees Sean Kelvin, oh my God.
Old bad first date.
This is PTSD. Let's just say he went to death do us part immediately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your dating problems. Thanks.
Leave the room.
Yeah.
Pete, come to my office, dude.
It says what Pete actually does say though with it is too bad he can't feel all those needles.
Oh, but Jameson clarifies.
Yes.
He said, not really. No, I think he probably feels them.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's alive. I mean, once the ice melts, we'll see what happens.
His heart beats 50 times a day. I wouldn't really call that alive. I wouldn't really call that dead.
Yeah. What? His heart beats just 50 times a day. What? That's weird. And that's crazy because that means he is alive. He has to be like
he just
looking
has to be able
to
be taken out of the glob of ice.
Dude, that's so messed up, bro.
Yeah, Sean is definitely alive here.
That's so messed up.
And now, once again, he takes him to a next room where this is kind of a library of the research that he has stored, where what he does show Chloe is, guess what? I have the Hamilton papers. Oh, and now we have the Hamilton papers being shown. Because this is now all of the premium research. But hey, guys, I don't really trust you guys. Do you need a place to get warm? Come over here. I have a little room to show you.
You know what's crazy is that truly, like, Hamilton was just purely smarts, like crazy smarts. And then you had Walsh, who's smart, but too scared.
Or he's too moral.
Too moral, yeah, that too. Yeah, that's what it pretty much is. But And then you have Jameson, who is like
we're on the fence
right
here.
in between.
And we're on the fence to see where Jameson still falls. For me, I'm still believing he's a good guy. I just don't know why he would then take them to a storage facility and then lock them in there.
Yeah, because he's not a good guy.
He just doesn't, trust Chloe because Chloe's too good sometimes. Where once he does lock them in the room, Chloe says, "Do you think this can hold the editor of the Torch for 9 years? You've got to be joking."
And of course, it's he's saying that it's only when the work is completed that the threat will be eliminated. So please, Chloe, think differently or think carefully. And boom, they shut the door. Or sorry, Jameson shuts the door on them. They're locked in. They're trying to check the doors and see which one will open. And why I love the little. They show one little square.
That's what I mean.
Drawing,
I told you.
Strip right
I told
here
you
of Chloe and Pete holding hands and just real quick saying, "Be careful." From
because
Pete's
Chloe
side.
says, "I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna hop through the ceiling because I know what I'm doing." Be careful. Do you trust me?
Dude, that was I'm in love with you moment.
That was a brushing of the hand moment, which the comic finally shows us, unlike the actual show. That was kind of a Lana and Clark awkward hand-touching moment.
It really was.
And Pete and Chloe get it in the comic, but not in real life. Wow, Smallville. Way to pick and choose.
Way to pick and choose, man.
But when Chloe
Weird,
does go up in
though.
the ceiling, she then goes back to the archives, and she uncovers the secret.
The secret?
After Dark secret.
Oh, she actually starts watching all these pornos on the TVs.
On the security cameras, this is true.
Yeah. Remember, like Ozymandias was he was watching all those screens, and it was just everything: porn, news, cartoons,
Reality TV,
Yep.
sports.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? Some people have it right. What?
And we get footage here of it's obviously, it looks like the file room, whatever. But we have, of course, what is this here? It's their video recordings of them asking, "What did you do with Sarah?"
And
when they were all together, the 3 Kryptonite boys.
And this is now the reveal of exactly what occurred, because what the video archive now reveals is that Walsh attacked Jameson and accused Jameson of the one that injected Sarah with the kryptonite.
Yep.
And that is what made her have the jitters and caused her to have the seizure. And you know what Jameson does in the footage? He says, "Fuck yeah, I did. And you know what? I would do it again too if I could. So why don't you just back off, Walsh? Why don't you get it together and grow a pair? Because guess what? More's coming."
Yeah, dude, Jameson sucks, bro. What I try to tell you?
All right, so this is the reveal. I was wrong. This is where it does show
like
me.
what? Yeah, and if the experiment had succeeded, you'd be claiming my coattails. Whoa. So it's like, what is this rivalry they had?
Well, they were trying. Well, I think it goes back to what Walsh was saying, in that they weren't ready for exactly human experiments. So whenever Jameson decided to take that to himself and put that in his own hands, that's where then lines were crossed. Because Hamilton probably was just playing with flowers.
Yeah, probably. And Walsh, yeah, he's the one who admits he had to take the body and left it there for the family to find.
Yes.
And of course, Jameson walks back in, sees that she's watching all this, like, "Oh, I thought I had you convinced, Miss Sullivan, but I was going to let you go, too."
Watch my trick now! And he starts to vibrate.
It's like, whoa, so what the hell is this?
And he's able to have a jitter punch that then smashes into the ground. She dodges it. And he's like, "I told you I could control the effects, Miss Sullivan."
He's truly the perfect mix.
"Oh no, you've got the jitters."
Oh my god, dude, the jitters thing.
And
so
don't worry,
ridiculous.
Miss Sullivan, I not only will have the jitters, but once my research has been solved, I'll have the powers of Bug Boy, the metamorphosis of Tina, as well as the needles of ice. Ha 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 ha!
Yeah, he's trying to become like what Metamorpho.
I was gonna say he's actually trying to become Metamorpho here.
Yeah, Jameson, silly guy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy. Yeah, he managed to just control his own jitters. Like that's obviously just taking advantage of it there. But they managed to get away here.
Well, what he doesn't expect is what?
Pete smacking him right in the head, bro. Right in the head with the chair, knocking him out. Surprised that. I mean, I guess. that
And
would knock
says,
him out.
"Hey, how dare you touch my girl?" Knocks him
That's
out
not
for.
what he says.
Hey, come on, all right. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
No.
Okay, you know what he says? Who's peevish now? Is that what you wanted me to do? Is that what you wanted? Are you now satisfied?
Yeah.
God, his real line was awful. I was
Dude.
trying to make him sound cool.
Who's peevish now?
I hate you. All right. But yes, Jameson does get up. Chloe then says, Pete, let's get out of here. They then find a warehouse room, and
Dead end too.
somehow there is a whole bunch of blocks of sand, and they just pull them down with rope that then blocks the door and says, we can't get out, but he can't come in. Pete, we have solved it. He is an idiot. Turns out they're the idiots.
That's
he
right.
jitters through that wall.
Sure does. Guns right through it, knocks him back.
Pete thinks he can swing another chair at him. He's proven wrong. And Jameson whoops his ass where he goes crashing into the ground.
Dude, and Jameson's just looking at him like, dude, you petty little bitch.
You thought that would work twice?
Damn. Yeah, okay, come on.
He wasn't 17. He didn't have a backup plan.
And of course, we have Chloe calling out for Pete, and he says, Jameson says, I don't chase. What
What do you mean?
chasing
Well,
Tang?
I'm not going to come to you, so...
Come to me, little girl.
No.
I'm the boss.
Nope, I'm going to stay over here.
I'm the boss.
Hey, I'm over here. I'm cool.
Of course, she reveals it must have killed you that Walsh could destroy everything with a single phone call to the police. Arthur? Oh, he goes on a first name basis, dude. He must know him. It's like, who'd you think put me onto you and the whole Sarah thing? He's dead then, is he? Is it like confirmed here if he's dead?
I think it is, right? And I would assume if Walsh was in that facility and turning around as if he was going to die, that Jameson was the one that killed him. And that's what all the sound was in the background, was him going with the jitters, I'm coming!
I don't know.
That's my thought with it.
I'm thinking if, like, you know, whoever's behind all of this, unless it is just Jameson, yeah, they had him killed.
That's what I think. How else is Walsh going to escape unless he has his own powers that he was really hiding? And that's what it really was. Maybe Walsh just wanted to leave his sucky family so bad, so he decided to just fake his death and then start a new life. Maybe that's what was really going on. If we can take anything from that clip, it's he did not like his wife. And from her reaction, they did not have a good relationship.
No, they went fishing.
No, that wasn't even real.
And what's funny here is that they talk about Arthur Walsh a little bit, but of course, Chloe's just rubbing his face of the fear that he has that he'll just, you know, go to prison or die or, like, you know, get found out for all of this. And he's like, nah, I'm about to eliminate that fear. It's you, bitch. And I'm going to kill you. But then, of course, she calls him a lousy scientist and a murdering coward. But then she's like, look, you know, you're just lousy because you should know the biggest meteor effect of them all.
Oh, yeah? And what in the world is that?
What is that?
Raging psychosis.
Raging psychosis, huh?
And then she says, fuck Pete, and throws a canister of machine lubricant that then, once it hits its jittery hand, explodes, killing Jameson. Gigantic explosion. I mean, for God's sakes, everything in this facility is burned.
Yeah, it looks like a giant explosion. They're now running out.
No. Pete, oh, don't worry, I'm okay. I'm in the doorway. What?
Hey, just waiting to leave.
What are you doing?
That's right.
Well, my second chair didn't work, so I decided to hang back.
This is third chair.
Oh, God.
And they managed to, what do they do here? They get through the hole that they came in through. Water's leaking out. It's all on fire.
Hold
it's
on,
exploding.
you're going to love this. Joseph, what does it show in the background there? What's the water coming from?
The top. Wait.
No, that's Sean's iceberg. And it's showing that it's melting.
Oh, and he does need heat.
And he does need heat as well.
So he's just going to be perfectly fine in there.
Yeah, and he'll be able to just absorb it all.
Or would he die too?
I don't think he would die.
Could he overheat?
I don't know.
Like too much?
We haven't gotten there with Sean.
Damn, I couldn't even tell. It just looks like a hole, but
see, you can see his outline of his body. Yeah.
Oh, I slipped because she slipped on the water.
Yeah, she slipped on the water from his eyes as they were running out.
Dude, Sean Kelvin is alive, bro. And then boom, yeah, they just run out. They end up running out and finding obviously a way to get back out.
And this is how the comic ends now. I'm going to read it here word for word. So Chloe says, "Thanks for backing me up, Pete. You've really gone above and beyond." Pete, well, we are renaming this thing the Pete Chronicles, right? Pete, how's that camera coming? Working on it. What about the Pete play-by-play? No. Wait, I got it. The Ross Report. Yeah, I like the sound of that bitch. Everything was real except for maybe that last word. But that was the ending to the comic. That was the connection and the filler of this websode, because now after they've gone through this facility, Jameson was the one behind it all. They have come out of the facility and we are on our last websode.
Yeah. And I love that little tie-in, that whole thing. It's really cool. Very cool that they did that. And I'm glad you pointed out that Sean Kelvin thing. I didn't even notice the ice was...
Dude, the ice melting is so great, because now you just know, is there a chance? Is the perverted Iceman coming back?
I'll tell you, I mean, he'll probably come back in a comic, but he's not going to come back in the show.
Okay, way to ruin this. Why can't you just have me hold out some hope?
Well, in the comic would be cool.
No. I want him in the show.
Well, maybe he does. Maybe I'm stupid.
No, I think you're just trying to now make me feel better about it, but I think...
I could literally be forgetting something. Who knows?
You know who you remind me of? The brothers.
Here we go. But now, we get right into the last part of the Chloe Chronicles Volume 2. And we're continuing out. They're showing the little brief comic strips. They're getting out. And of course, it's actually Pete and Chloe running out. And a limo pulls up on the road to them, and it's Lionel Luthor at the window. Oh, hey, maybe I can give you a ride. Maybe look. Oh, y'all are looking a little rough.
What is that, Ross? You're looking a little rugged. What? Why would you just point that out, Lionel? And then, kaboom!
Boom. Camera points to an explosion in the back. We're just very nonchalant about this.
By the way, it's gigantic. It's like a nuclear explosion.
It's like a bomb, bro.
Everybody in Smallville would see this.
And you notice the green hue on the explosion?
Yes.
Because it's meteor rock.
But that's why this is a big
if it
deal.
exploded, would Sean survive that?
I don't know, because the heat, it just goes back to he needs it in a way.
You know, also Tina Greer, her body's gone.
Well, yeah, Tina's definitely gone. Bug Boy, yeah,
that
whatever.
Bug's toast.
Yeah, that bug is not surviving anything.
Damn.
And we would also think Jameson is gone too.
Yo, yeah, for
So
sure. He has to be dead.
Yeah, there's no way you could be able to survive that.
How would you survive that?
Unless he has an ability that turns him like into steel or something.
Oh my god.
What? It's possible.
He turned into a bug last minute.
Could be.
And of course, they're just so nonchalant. And Lionel's,
the
of
nonchalant
course,
thing is the limo in the fucking woods.
But Lionel's like, of course, him and Chloe just going at it, man. They're just like, oh, hey, you know, it'd be an interesting story, like, you know, finding you two kids out here in this explosion. Once I tell, you know, maybe the right person. Yeah, well, how about if I tell them a corporate titan is behind a whole bunch of meteor rock experiments and you're making it look like it's not you and you're killing a lot of people and hurting a lot of people, huh? Huh, buddy?
Listen, Mr. Luthor, your threats may be working with other people, but it certainly doesn't work with me. So why don't you just back off? Be careful, Miss Sullivan. Whenever you fish in a big pond with big fish, You never know what you may get hooked.
Know how much money, however much money you get, Lionel, is it's not going to buy your way out of hell.
Oh, yeah, Miss Sullivan? Well, guess what? I'm not giving you a ride in my limo. And now Chloe then walks away. Pete says, oh my God, Chloe, you're such a badass. Chloe says, I know, Pete, but guess what? We're not together until you can meet me at my level. And now let's go back to the office where she then shows us the explosion in the forest. Joseph, this would have been on every news station that I could ever think of. This would have been everywhere.
Maybe it was.
But it's only on the Wall of Weird.
No, that was a Burnham Wood aerial view.
So you're trying to say
she hacked satellites.
Or you're trying to say they made up a story on what it really was, while Chloe is the only one that really uncovered exactly what was happening. What we do find out, however, is going back to kind of tying into our Perry episode here. Chloe says, I found all this out, and I'm not going to tell the story. Pete says, what the hell is the matter with you?
Yeah.
Chloe says, this is too much for us. I don't think this should be revealed. Too many people's lives, so many people dead. I think this just needs to stay on the Wall of Weird. But until then, you know what? There's always a mystery out there for us to solve. And we can even start with, look at this headline here. And now she is going through what the pattern was of the 3 kryptonite boys involved with the Nicodemus flower that then somehow connected to Sarah. It's weird that he has the Walsh and the Sarah thing. Now I'm believing they're the ones that had the affair, and that's who his wife was jealous of. That's why Walsh cared so much about Sarah and then wanted to make sure her body was going to be found. He was cheating on his wife with Sarah. This makes
And Max knew it.
Oh my God, he walked in on them. This is the best websode ever.
And that's it. We get the the punctuation mark on the Chloe Chronicles, Volume 1 and 2. Man, that was a ride, dude. That was fun.
That was a full-on story here.
It was. It truly was. And it was a nice story. It's a nice change of pace. It was cool to have it in between continuity. But let's talk about, is Lionel the one behind it? Or was he like
He was behind it.
Okay.
And he was also the one that was following her. So obviously it wasn't Jameson, even though in a way it had
But see, that's the thing too. What if he was following her because he knew that she was onto something that he needed?
I was just thinking maybe with that gigantic of a facility, he was able to have some type of, security system that was in place that would be able to then show if somebody was in a certain range.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking that he would be able to have, which is why maybe to your point, he was able to see that somebody was following them and then was able to pull them in.
But also, even what she says at the end is that I don't want to tell the story. And Lionel, I want to give him the chance of getting powers like Jameson.
Joseph, when you have a limo in a forest, it's you. When the limo's just coming out of nowhere.
He's always in a limo.
It came out of nowhere. It's a gigantic ass limo that's just pulling up from the forest. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's so big.
Dude.
And I just love Pete. Maybe we can get a ride. What in what world, rich boy?
I don't know. I have a weird feeling just because of how it was played out that he's not fully behind it. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
What, he just was out for a drive?
Or he was just following
Roll
Chloe.
down the windows for me, Jeffrey.
Is that Miss Sullivan? Explosion.
Whore.
Whore's ball. But yeah, that's it right there. Wow, we had some fun with that. Bonus episode for the fans. Yeah, for us.
This
dude.
is a full-on story. Again, you have to buckle up. This is after our Skinamax time. I hope everyone was able to have a nice, sweaty time with us in uncovering this story of the 3 Kryptonite boys.
Man, shout out Chloe for the Chloe Chronicles right now. That was dope. It's dope to watch. And just a tease, I mean, that will come again in the future. We have more Chronicles coming up. But it'll be a while.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's not going to come up till about season 5, but I do like that it should be a surprise. It'd be hilarious if, people just yell at us. Yeah, we already knew about this, idiots. God, we would look so
Yeah,
dumb.
but who's talked about it, bro?
Nobody has ever talked about this. I do not believe anyone has. And if they did, they talked about it per episode. They didn't combine it all into one After Dark story.
For real. For real.
Are you afraid of the dark? Just remember, a swing set with no person, a rickety boat, and a lighter that says, "Are you afraid of the dark?"
Oh my God. All right. Well, sayonara. Thank you again for listening. Hope you enjoyed the bonus episode today. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming next week. Adios.
After Dark.